Dylan Gabriel is a hilarious quarterback. Dylan Gabriel is a hilarious quarterback. Look at this play.
Cleveland has seen bad football, but nothing like this. Sunday night was a nationally televised embarrassment that sticks to a franchise like glue. When the smoke cleared from a lifeless offense, one name sat in the middle of the wreck: Dylan Gabriel. 50 pass attempts for barely 220 yards. No touchdowns, no fire, no leadership, just checkdowns and panic balls under pressure that made a proud fan base snap in real time. And the worst part, the whole country watched while Shadour Sanders, the guy many believe should be starting, stood silent on the sideline like a ghost in his own story. The fan base is rioting online. Players are whispering in corners. Coaches are cracking at the podium, and the Browns are standing still like it'll pass if they ignore it. It won't. This is a franchise teetering on implosion, a fan base done begging, a locker room ready to revolt, and a quarterback controversy that just morphed into a quarterback rebellion. It all started with that game. The one even the Steelers were caught laughing at on camera like they couldn't believe the collapse they were seeing. This wasn't a rough night. It was a total breakdown on national TV as Gabriel dropped back over 50 times. That's not game management. That's desperation under stadium lights. What did Cleveland get from those 50 chances? Barely 220 yards, 0 scores, and not one moment that said, "I belong out here," against a rival defense that wasn't even hiding its looks. Stat sheets don't show fear, but the tape does. 3rd and long became 3-yard checkdowns, blitzes drew panic flares to the flats, and open deep routes never got a glance. Pittsburgh ran basic too high with base coverage, daring him to throw deep, and over he wouldn't, giving up drives before they even started. The crowd knew it, the booth knew it, the Steelers knew it. By the 4th quarter, defenders were pointing and smirking on live TV like, "This dude is scared," and honestly, that's how it looked. Browns fans didn't just see a bad outing. They watched trust evaporate and rage rush in, and the stadium emptied in disgust while the real explosion moved to the internet. The moment the clock hit 0, X turned into a riot zone. Dylan Gabriel trended nationwide for all the wrong reasons, and the memes hit like artillery. One viral post photoshopped him onto a practice squad graphic with "finally found his level." Another compared his line to Brandon Whedon, and somehow Whedon looked better that night. Then the floodgates blew open. A bench Gabriel trended in Cleveland while the start shatter picked up nationwide.
Around the edge, he ran a stunt with Nick Herbig, which got him free. Wow, interesting at the end of that play.
I'm just saying, I think he is what he is. He's too small. His deep balls sail. I thought he was athletic. He looks slow. He does not look athletic. There's nothing extra. There's no juice. This will be the offense with Dylan Gabriel. This is what it's going to be. We have to be at least threat in the defense deep.
This is who Kevin wanted, though. That's the thing. Like, this is Kevin's guy. I get so frustrated watching it because, a lot of times we feel like, oh, they're trying to stick a square peg into a round hole and all this stuff. Not now. He was handpicked by this regime as the number 2 guy on their draft board.
And fan accounts dropped compilations of wide open receivers Gabriel never saw. A tweet hit 47,000 likes overnight. "We traded Joe Flacco for this. Start Shadour Sanders before this season dies." That's not noise. That's a citywide ruling. It got darker. Charts, film cut-ups, savage edits. The fan base roasted their own quarterback harder than any defense has all year, while clock graphics counted down to the moment Shadour replaces him. Reddit threads went nuclear. This isn't bad quarterback play. This is sabotage. And if Stefanski keeps this at quarterback, he wants to get fired. The tone shifted from frustration to a movement. And the most dangerous part, the anger didn't stay online. It crossed the line into the locker room, and that's when things break for real. Inside the building, linemen are heated. They're building clean pockets for 2 seconds and watching a dump to the flat like the read was locked pre-snap, which kills belief fast. One veteran reportedly snapped, "Why are we blocking if he won't throw?" That's effort talking, and effort slips when trust is gone. Receivers are furious. Clean deep routes, consistent separation, and no trigger pulled. So one wide receiver was heard yelling, "Why are we even calling deep shots?" after the game. The worst moment came after the whistle. A defensive captain confronted Gabriel. Words flew, teammates stepped in, Stefanski denied it, but sources say it happened, and that's a 5-alarm sign. Meanwhile, the shatter drumbeat is getting louder. Players have seen the arm, the quick reads, the poise. They believe he's already the better quarterback, and now they're saying it out loud. Multiple vets have reportedly gone to Stefanski asking for a change. The offensive coordinator thinks Sanders gives them a better shot. Even some position coaches admit Gabriel's struggles look unsalvageable. Yet Stefanski stays unmoved. No matter how bad it gets, same starter, same script, same outcome, and nobody can explain why he's riding this off a cliff. Is it pride, draft politics, fear of admitting a miss? Because what's clear to fans, players, and analysts seems invisible to the only person with power to fix it. And Shadour, he's not sulking. He's locked in and ready. And players notice the work, the calm, the command. Some say privately, he's the spark the team needs, period. Every week he stays benched, the anger grows, and now the national media is hammering Cleveland, and they're not pulling a single punch on the way down. The Browns tried to keep this quiet, but it didn't last a day. By Monday morning, every major show was lighting them up with a spotlight you can't wiggle out from. Stephen A. Smith called it coaching malpractice. Everyone with eyes knows Shadour gives you a better shot. So what is Stefanski doing? And that clip spread fast. Skip Bayless agreed. Rare alignment. Watch Shadour since Colorado. He has real NFL tools. Gabriel looks overwhelmed, which put the not ready narrative on ice. Colin Cowherd went cold-blooded. There's a legitimate quarterback on the bench, and Cleveland is tanking its season out of sheer stubbornness. That's a brutal national label. Archie Freddy piled on with the numbers. 50-plus attempts for 220 yards and 0 touchdowns isn't offense. It's a meltdown, and the film breakdowns backed it up frame by frame.
Times and barely got 200 yards. I actually don't know how that's even possible. Let me show you some throws he made that were concerning, because originally I thought he could spark this offense, but that is now out the door as he is Jerry Jeudy and David Njoku literally scared of his passes. So there's debates on hospital balls, right? Like this throw to Njoku was going to get him hit, no doubt, but it was actually well placed and he held on. The thing is though, that gets in his receivers' minds as we saw Njoku later in the drive give up on a ball over the middle, and he even started dropping passes. Gabriel threw him one ball that was almost picked when in reality it went right through Njoku's hands. Jerry Jeudy had a similar situation where he catches a ball in the middle, takes a hit, and a few plays later he sees another pass like it and gives up. That's the concerning point when his top 2 targets aren't trusting his anticipation. Gabriel made a handful of bad passes in this game as I saw at least 3 should-be interceptions that he got away with. But I'm also not going to lie to you and say he was straight up horrible, because for his second start in the league he had some good balls, but it was tough when his receivers were dropping passes and a ton of offensive line breakdowns. Not sure if we're going to see a lot better if Shedeur is out there.
Podcasts ran emergency episodes, Twitter blew up with missed open receiver threads, and national writers started calling Cleveland quarterback blind with a playoff roster going to waste. The hardest hit came from a former Browns quarterback off the record. Everyone in that building knows Shadour should be starting. The coach is scared to admit he was wrong. Media stopped critiquing. They started mocking, and Stefanski kept repeating the line nobody believes. Dillon gives us the best chance to win. After the Steelers game, a reporter asked the only question that mattered. Have you considered starting Shadour Sanders given the offense's struggles? And Stefanski repeated the same line. That single quote broke the internet. One fan added a laugh track. Another laid circus music under it. Dozens of shows looped it like a comedy bit. Because belief is gone. Insiders say the front office is worried. Some think pride is steering the wheel. Others think Stefanski is afraid to admit the Gabriel experiment failed. Both are losing plays. Even other NFL coaches off the record are reportedly questioning his judgment. And when that starts, it's not just a hot seat. It's a countdown clock ticking loud. Stefanski isn't just losing games. He's losing the locker room, the fan base, and his league-wide credibility while a possible solution gathers dust on the bench like a prop. This isn't quarterback drama anymore. It's a fan rebellion with a face, Shadour Sanders, and the movement is organized and loud in ways teams can't ignore. The second Gabriel's meltdown hit social, Browns fans mobilized, thousands swapped profile pics to Shadour, Reddit pinned how to mass tag guides, and X trended hashtag start Shadour and hashtag Gabriel gotta go. Fan run pods dropped emergency episodes, film breakdowns cooked, and a clip titled "This is Coaching Malpractice." The case for Shadour now hit 500,000 views in one night. People designed missing Browns offense posters with Gabriel in the center, then built mock Shadour for QB1 ads with dramatic music. The creativity was relentless and crystal clear. This wasn't a fringe mob. This was the majority of Browns fans, united behind a single demand: play Shadour Sanders or let the season burn trying. Stefanski may think it's still his call, but wait too long, and the decision gets made by the building, by the boos, and by the math. That's how it works in this league. Here's the gut punch. The Browns finally built something real. An elite defense, a sturdy line, weapons at receiver and tight end, and special teams actually doing their job. Everything is in place, except the one thing that always drags Cleveland down, quarterback play. And this time, it's not a talent shortage. It's a refusal to move to the better option. The defense is dominating and watching their work die. The offense is crippled by fear, not injuries. The head coach is crossing his arms like this will fix itself through vibes. This roster can win the division and threaten in January. But that window is slamming shut not because they're outmatched, but because they won't adapt while the answer stands 10 feet away. Shadour Sanders is the one player who could flip the script fast, but every game he's benched, that possibility drifts farther and the locker room belief drains quietly. The Browns aren't being beaten by giants, they're being beaten by their refusal to change, snap after snap, game after game, while the league watches in disbelief. Gabriel isn't just struggling, he's holding the whole operation hostage. The locker room knows it, the league sees it, and every week this continues, Stefanski's credibility evaporates. Start Shadour Sanders now or accept another wasted season and maybe another lost locker room. Those are the only two doors left and everyone can see the hinges. If you're here for straight talk without press conference polish, like and subscribe so you don't miss the next move, because the depth chart that matters might drop any day. Load Shadour with real first team periods, script a tempo-heavy open that lives in the 10 to 18-yard window, and let him build rhythm with Amari, Elijah, and Njoku. Then let the tape decide, not the politics. The bold move is the safe move now. Staying the same is how you lose the room, the city, and the season. And the clock won't stop just because you're stubborn. Bottom line, the defense is elite, the weapons are ready, and the fix is waiting with a helmet on. Start Shadour, and if it pops, don't overthink it. Ride the hot hand and breathe again. If you're feeling this breakdown, hit like and subscribe. We'll keep it real as this story flips because Cleveland's decision is coming fast and the whole league is watching.